Have you ever heard of a magnificent temple, lost for centuries, hidden under volcanic ash and jungle growth, only to be rediscovered and hailed as a wonder of the world? Today, we journey to the heart of Java, Indonesia, to uncover the breathtaking story of Borobudur, the world's largest Buddhist temple. This isn't just a story about stones and statues. It's a tale of faith, forgotten empires, and incredible human ingenuity. So, let's rewind the clock to the 8th and 9th centuries. This was the golden age of the Shalendra dynasty, a powerful maritime kingdom ruling over central Java. While much of their history is shrouded in mystery, their legacy is etched in stone, quite literally, at Borobudur. Imagine this. No modern machinery, no cranes, no power tools. Just sheer human effort, devotion, and an architectural vision that is mind-boggling, even today. Construction is believed to have started around the year 775 AD and took an estimated 75 to 100 years to complete. Over 2 million blocks of gray andesite stone were quarried from nearby rivers, meticulously carved, and interlocked together without any mortars or cement. It's like a colossal, divine Lego set built on a scale that's hard to comprehend. Now, why was it built? Borobudur is not just a temple. It's a three-dimensional mandala, a cosmic diagram that represents the Buddhist's path to enlightenment. As pilgrims ascend its terraces, they are symbolically moving from the earthly realm of desire to the ultimate state of nirvana. The journey begins at the base, the Kamadhatu, which represents the world of desire. The relief panels here, partly hidden by a supporting wall, depict scenes of worldly life, both good and bad. The consequences of karma, it's a powerful reminder of the cycle of birth and rebirth that Buddhism seeks to transcend. As you climb higher, you enter the Rupadhatu, the realm of form. Here, the walls are adorned with over 1,300 narrative panels stretching for more than 2.5 kilometers. These intricate carvings tell the stories of Buddha's life, his previous incarnations, and the journey of the Bodhisattva Sudana seeking ultimate wisdom. It's like reading a sacred graphic novel carved in stone. The level of detail is astonishing. You see depictions of daily life in 9th century Java: ships, elephants, musicians, royal courts, and ordinary people. It's a priceless historical document, giving us a vivid glimpse into a long-lost world. Over 500 life-sized Buddha statues are seated in niches along these terraces, each one a masterpiece of serene beauty and spiritual calm. Finally, you reach the summit, the Arupadhatu, the realm of formlessness. The square terraces give way to 3 circular platforms. The scenery changes dramatically. The intricate carvings disappear, and the view opens up to the surrounding landscape of lush green fields and distant volcanoes. It's a symbolic transition. Here, the mind is meant to be free from worldly forms and attachments. 72 small bell-shaped stupas, each housing a statue of the Buddha, encircle a massive central stupa. At the very top, peeking through the perforated stone of these smaller stupas, you can catch a glimpse of the Buddha within, symbolizing an enlightenment that is both hidden and attainable. The central stupa itself is empty, representing the ultimate truth, the formless void, nirvana. The entire structure is a masterclass in spiritual storytelling. But what happened to this magnificent creation? After flourishing for a couple of centuries, Borobudur's story takes a mysterious turn. Around the 10th and 11th centuries, the center of power in Java shifted to the east. A series of massive volcanic eruptions, particularly from the nearby Mount Merapi, likely buried the temple under layers of volcanic ash. The jungle crept in, and Borobudur was slowly swallowed by nature, fading from memory and disappearing from history for nearly 800 years. Local people knew of its existence, telling stories of a cursed and sacred hill, but its true glory was forgotten. Fast forward to 1814, during the brief British rule of Java. The Lieutenant Governor, Sir Thomas Stamford Raffles, who also founded modern Singapore, had a keen interest in Javanese history. He heard tales from locals about a massive, hidden monument. Intrigued, he dispatched a Dutch engineer named H.C. Cornelius to investigate. What Cornelius and his team of 200 men found was an immense man-made hill, covered in vegetation and volcanic debris. For 2 months, they hacked, cleared, and excavated, slowly revealing the temple's upper structures. It was a monumental rediscovery, sparking a global fascination with this lost wonder. However, the rediscovery was just the beginning of a new chapter of struggle. For decades, the temple was vulnerable. The stones were unstable, damaged by weather and vegetation. Souvenir hunters and collectors plundered its reliefs and statues. It became clear that without a major effort, Borobudur would crumble. The first major restoration was undertaken by the Dutch in the early 20th century. But the real turning point came in the 1970s. In what was then the largest archaeological restoration project in history, UNESCO and the Indonesian government launched a massive, decade-long effort to save Borobudur. It was an incredible feat of engineering. The temple was dismantled, block by block. A new foundation with a sophisticated drainage system was installed to protect it from water damage. And then, the entire structure was meticulously reestablished. It was like solving the world's most complex 3D puzzle. This massive project, completed in 1983, ensured that Borobudur would survive for future generations to admire. Today, Borobudur stands proudly once again, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and Indonesia's single most visited tourist attraction. It's a beacon for Buddhist pilgrims from around the world, especially during the annual Waisak festival, which commemorates the birth, enlightenment, and death of Buddha. On that day, thousands of monks and devotees gather for a procession, meditating and chanting as they ascend the temple by candlelight, recreating the ancient pilgrimage route. But you don't have to be a Buddhist to feel the power of this place. Watching the sun rise from the top of Borobudur as the mist slowly lifts from the valley and reveals the surrounding volcanoes is a truly spiritual experience for anyone. It's a moment of profound peace and connection to something much larger than ourselves. The story of Borobudur is a powerful testament to the resilience of human culture and spirit. It's a journey through faith, art, history, and nature. From its creation by a mysterious dynasty, to its centuries of abandonment, its dramatic rediscovery, and its painstaking restoration, this temple has truly stood the test of time. It reminds us that even things that are lost can be found, and that what is broken can be made whole again. It's a symbol of hope, a masterpiece of devotion, and a treasure for all of humanity. So, what do you think is the most fascinating part of Borobudur's story? The incredible engineering, the spiritual journey it represents, or its mysterious disappearance and rediscovery? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the past, do you want to forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from around the world? Thanks.